Let's be honest, executive assistant work is often invisible. You solve problems before they become problems, keep priorities moving, and protect time so real work can happen. But when review time comes, invisible work doesn't get rewarded. And that's not because you aren't valuable. It's because your value isn't documented in a way leaders can quickly see. So in this video, I'm going to show you a simple two-part system to make your impact clear, without bragging, without feeling awkward, and without doing extra work. It's a shift from support to strategic partner, and it's built on two simple tools, the weekly update and the decision summary. If you start using these consistently, you'll build a visible record of your value, week by week, meeting by meeting, and that's what puts you on the promotion path in 2026. Shifting from support to strategic partner. The big shift here is moving from being seen as a reactive support person to being recognized as a proactive strategic partner. Let's face it, the old-school EA role is history. With AI and automation now handling so much of the routine stuff like basic scheduling and filtering emails, your real value in 2026 and beyond is your human skill, your business sense, your emotional intelligence, and your strategic brain. Your executive doesn't just need a gatekeeper anymore. They need a force multiplier. They need a partner who gets the business and helps them make smarter decisions. The problem? You can't get credit for strategic work that no one knows you're doing. Just waiting to be noticed is a losing game. You have to be the one to build the case for your own promotion. The key is to stop just doing the work and start documenting and communicating it. This is how you go from being seen as a cost to the company to a high-value asset they can't afford to lose. It's how you go from just an admin to a leader on the path to roles like chief of staff or business partner. And it all starts with two simple documents, the weekly update and the decision summary. The first tool for making your work visible is the weekly update. This is so much more than a to-do list. It's your personal highlight reel, a curated summary of your strategic wins. So many EAs feel like their executive has no clue what they actually do all day. The weekly update fixes that, professionally and directly. So what is it? It's a quick, bullet-pointed email you send to your boss at the end of every single week. It's designed to be scanned in 60 seconds and should focus only on progress, results, and what's next. This is not the place to list every single task you checked off. No one cares that you booked 17 meetings. They need to know the outcome of your work. Why does this work so well? First, it creates a paper trail of your accomplishments. When your review comes around, you won't be digging through your memory for wins. You'll have 52 weeks of solid proof. Second, it repositions your role as strategic. When you report on outcomes, you show that you're focused on the same big-picture goals as your exec. You're not just managing tasks, you're driving results. And third, it builds incredible trust. By adding a section for watch-outs, you prove you're thinking ahead and spotting problems, which is a huge leadership skill. Here's how to structure it. 4 simple sections. Why does this work so well? First, it creates a paper trail of your accomplishments. When your review comes around, you won't be digging through your memory for wins. You'll have 52 weeks of solid proof. Second, it repositions your role as strategic. When you report on outcomes, you show that you're focused on the same big-picture goals as your exec. You're not just managing tasks, you're driving results. And third, it builds incredible trust. By adding a section for watch-outs, you prove you're thinking ahead and spotting problems, which is a huge leadership skill. Here's how to structure it. 4 simple sections. Decisions needed. This one is brilliant because it makes you the one teeing up the next play. For example, the venue for the annual meeting needs a decision by Tuesday. Option A is the downtown hotel. Option B is the conference center. I recommend option A because it's more accessible. You just made their life easier and showcased your judgment. Watch-outs or blockers. This is where you really shine. Watch out. The design team is running behind on the board meeting presentation. I've already scheduled a check-in with them tomorrow to see how I can help them hit the deadline. You're not just flagging problems, you're owning the solution. Priorities for next week. This shows you're on top of your game and aligned for the future. It gives your boss peace of mind that the important stuff is handled. If you want the template for this, comment promotion and I'll share it. By sending this update every week, you're creating a powerful story about your value. You're no longer behind the curtain. You're a strategic partner who is actively proving their worth. If the weekly update makes your day-to-day work visible, the decision summary cements your role as a key player in the company's biggest conversations. This tool looks simple, but it has a massive impact on how you're seen. What is it? After any important meeting you've been a part of, you whip up a one-page summary. This is not a word-for-word transcript. It's a high-level brief that captures only the most critical info: the main problem discussed, the final decisions, who's doing what by when, and any roadblocks. Why is this so powerful? Because it shows you weren't just in the room taking notes. You understood the strategy. You got the context, the stakes, and the outcome. 3 months from now, when another leader asks, "Hey, why did we end up choosing vendor X?" your exec doesn't have to rack their brain. They can turn to you and you can forward that summary. Instantly, you become the source of truth and the keeper of the company's memory. This lifts you from being an administrator to being an orchestrator of strategy. The format is key. Keep it clean and scannable. Meeting and date, for easy reference. Problem, 1 sentence. What was this meeting trying to solve? For example, decide on the Q4 marketing budget. Key decisions, bullet points of what was decided. For example, approved $50,000 for the new digital campaign. Paused all print ad spending. Action items and owners. A simple table. What's the task, who owns it, and what's the deadline? This creates instant accountability. Blockers and next steps. Note any hurdles that came up and what's happening next. You can even use AI to help draft this. Let a tool transcribe the meeting, but your strategic value comes from turning all that talk into a short, sharp summary of what actually matters. Sending this out doesn't just make you look smart. It's a huge service to the whole team because it kills confusion and gets everyone on the same page. That's a leadership move. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Is my boss going to think I'm annoying or just trying to show off? It's a valid fear, but it's all in how you frame it. You're not sending these to fish for compliments. You're sending them as an act of service to make communication and alignment better for everyone. When you introduce the weekly update, frame it as a time saver for them. Say something like, "Hey, to make sure you're always in the loop without me having to interrupt you, I'm going to start sending a quick one-page update on Friday afternoons. My goal is to give you total visibility in about 60 seconds. You're not asking for anything. You're giving them the gift of clarity. For the decision summaries, it's the same idea. The first time you do it, send it with a note like, "To make sure we all have a clear record of the decisions and next steps from today's meeting, I put together this quick summary." Pretty soon, your exec and your team will start relying on these documents. They aren't self-promotion. They are proof of high performance. You're solving one of their biggest problems, information overload. And in doing so, you make your strategic talent impossible to ignore. All right, let's pull this together because this is the part that changes how you're seen. You don't need to work harder. You need your impact to be visible. That's why we covered 2 tools you can use right away: the weekly update and the decision summary. The weekly update makes your wins and progress easy to see week after week, and the decision summary turns meetings into clear decisions, owners, deadlines, and next steps, so people stop guessing and work moves forward. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more step-by-step EA strategies. Share this with someone who needs it, and comment "promotion" so I can send you the weekly update and decision summary templates.